Hello viewers. Hello viewers. I hope you don't mind the music here, but what we're gonna do is show some gameplay with respect to close combat gateway to Caen. Play game. Now, as you can see, there's battles, operations. Operations is equivalent to an area movement war game, um, based on a couple of battles. Campaigns is the entire campaign, a set of operations with covering tactical and area movement games. We're just going to do a battle so we can show the basics of the gameplay, and we're going to play the allies. And here everything is tagged as SP British Mission, uh, can be played solitaire against the computer. The AI is not so bad. It's definitely not as good as a human, as always. Um, what else can I say about the game? It's a cute little game, and I've been playing it since it was originally published by Atomic Games, which was later taken over by Microsoft. Um, so it's also the closest thing I've seen to Squad Leader, the game, the board game. So let's check this one out. That's a bit. That's a bit. Here, Esquire Assault. That's a good mission to play. It's a fictional encounter where you command 2 infantry platoons with support. Your mission is to capture Esquire and the Presbyterian victory locations. Take a Vickers MG or 2. You'll need them. Recon indicates presence of enemy half-tracks, but no tanks. Mortar and air support are available. Great. In terms of the mission settings, never act on an initiative is on, so I'm downplaying the difficulty. Always obey the orders, and we're only going to play for 15 minutes, so why not? Let's go to next. And now we're going to hear some bagpipe music. There it goes. Now, ordinarily, it would be great not to cheat and not to view what your opponent has, but in this game, since it's a bit like a tutorial, we're going to go ahead and look at what the opposing forces have. So it's the SS Panzer Grenadier Regiment 26, 12th SS Panzer. And in terms of support, they do have a half-track. I believe this is a mortar half-track. And 6 sets of Pak 40s, anti-tank guns. Quite a formidable amount of firepower. However, we do have some 3-inch mortars, and really we only need 3, because we do have off-board artillery missions in this scenario. So we can customize support. You can also pick different platoons, but the platoons are pretty much straightforward. You have a couple of squads, a Piat anti-tank rocket, and 2-inch mortar. Pretty much standard. So with 3-inch mortars, we should be fine. And the other thing I'd like to take along with me would be a couple of Vickers MGs. I'm trying to find one that's fully like this one, fully crewed, and an Piat, and here's another fully crewed. You got to be careful though, because this one, notice it's fair morale. This one has good morale. Good morale. You want to pick troops that have good morale. Otherwise, they might give up on you, surrender. And another 2-man crewed Piat is great. That's the forces I'd like to start with. And then you can preview the map. And what I'd like to do is a pincer movement. Have one platoon come this way, and then have another platoon capture these 2 objectives, and perhaps send some troops down the center to keep help these guys guessing as to where to go. So let's go up, let's get it set up here. Go to previous and click on next. Now you can semi-customize your UI, the user interface, to this effect. You can move the miniature map here because you'll be advancing this way, so you want as few obstructions as possible. You can also move this one there, but it's not that effective. And now what I'd like to do is get the two platoons in order. Have one platoon on one side and have the other platoon on the other. Now we're going to separate those forces into two groups, two sections of the game map. You don't want to put the mortar in a building, obviously. Where is that Piet? There. Great. There's only one crew. Okay, put him up here. He'll be in reserve until we can secure a nice area from which he can take out any half-tracks or any other guns. I prefer to use artillery to take out anti-tank guns, meaning mortars in this case. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm just aligning my troops, and they don't seem to cooperate. They do have a mind of their own. 3-inch mortar, get him back here. That's second to last one. We're going to try and give these fellows, these squads, a couple of waypoints in movement, so they can try and capture in the initial phase of the battle as many objectives as possible. Oh, let's get those guys up front. And after I do this initial placing, I'm going to try and give them, like I said before, areas where they should attempt and capture them. Alright, and move these guys up here as well. And 3-inch mortars, we should line them up and have them in an area where we can easily find them, so we can call down some mortar strikes, mortar bombardments, and keeping them behind these bushes is great. We got one MG here. We're going to have them try and put them in the level 2 building or level 3. If they can cover the flanks, all the more power to us. Let's see. Do we have another unit? Yep, we have some units hidden down here, which is not a good thing. Great. And the 2 Piets. One here. And another one there. Let's move that one back. Now we don't have any covered units. Let's give them a sense of direction here. They're going to move fast. Now you hold down the shift key and you can give them waypoints. Great. Next, this guy stays there. Well, this guy can move and some semblance of cover. A rifle. They're gonna move behind the hedge, down here. They don't need to go into that building right away to capture it. Reason being is we'd like to sneak up on the enemy as much as possible, and if there is an enemy unit on the other side of that obstacle, we don't want to give them an open target. There we go. Now their lines are intersecting. I realize that. We're just doing the best we can. There we go. Number 2. You just never know where they can surface. Speaking of the enemy. That was a bit of a risky maneuver, moving him up so fast, but we'll see what happens. Let's make sure we haven't modified his path. We haven't. Oops. That's great. 3-inch mortars are great. MGs. We have an MG here. I want to move him here. 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 And there. And the other Piat. Yep, let's move him up as well along this axis here. And this fellow here, he's gonna go straight into the firefight, just like that. And this fellow here as well. We're not taking any chances. We're gonna move him up here. This is a good spot for him. So I am either ambushing or moving fast. That's what I like to hear. And you can also zoom out on the map like this. That looks like a pretty good structure. And let's begin by clicking the begin button. So if I have an overhead view here of the game, I saw that I forgot to move or give orders to one unit. I'm just gonna move them like so. Right off the bat, I know that I will capture this area right here. This area as well. And this is questionable. We'll see what happens. And I'm afraid that the German player will capture this right off the bat. They've already have an objective captured here, and of course this is the key objective that we have to catch or attempt to dislodge them. We've taken a victory location. Have they really? Okay.
In position. Area secured.
Now, if you click on that, you can see that it takes you to the unit, and this fellow achieved his objective. Oops! Now someone has spotted these units, so right off the bat, don't hesitate. Call an artillery strike on them as soon as possible. You want to neutralize these boys, these Pak 40s. And if you have mortars in line where you can easily find them, you'll have no trouble raining some mortar fire down on them.
Area secured.
And I can see for a fact that there's some units here. Okay, there you go. Now fire some mortar behind our key objective. There's an unknown enemy unit there, and let's go with a second mortar as well. Let them fire as a group. Okay, Looks like they're moving up. There you go. I caught somebody off guard here. Oh, here we are. The bombardment has started here. They took their first casualties. The advance went well. As soon as that fire mission ends, I'm going to have to call fire somewhere around here. Let's see, they seem to be flanking me. I haven't forgotten about these units here. And we're just going to sneak them up here. Oh, rats. Somebody has already been hit. Yes, you do. Okay. It won't be long. There's where the fire is coming from. Let's try and pin down that unit there. See if it works. That wasn't funny. Team lost. It looks like they secured a lot of fire on this unit that just got KIA'd. That circle, green circle there, means we have a good... oh ho! Here's another AT gun. So let's rain down some water fire on them. Now, that doesn't capture the objective, however, it does lower the German morale as the casualty rate increases. These guys pretty much got really badly hurt. This one will get hurt again. Yes, I am mad. What I was afraid of, the Germans did capture this area. But they're not going to advance without being spotted here from these troops that move up want to move up. Have to put the bead back on them.
Redeployed.
As soon as you've finished your mortar fire mission, it's a good thing to renew it. Keep their heads down. Those guys are pretty much decimated. And now I'd like to decimate these guys here, if I could. And there's another group of German units that I'd like to either suppress or keep their heads down. These are unknown enemy units, and from the looks of it, they're probably another couple Pack 40s. But I'm not too concerned about them. I'm concerned about these guys. And I can't see them, which is not good. Let's see if they can see them from here. Yes, they can. Great. If they don't get hit, at least they will be suppressed. This guy's running like a madman. What's he doing up there? Let's see if these guys can... Nope. Okay, great. It's a good thing that I didn't bring these guys up too much, because as you can see, there were two enemy anti tank guns there. Let's sneak them up here. Let's see what happens. These fellows can sneak up as follows. I like to use waypoints as much as possible. these fellows, well, it's not a wise move. But they need to move up. Not again. If I was smart, I would have had an MG up here.
Deck mich!
All of a sudden, everybody's apparent. Hey, I just spotted another Pack 40. Well, here goes another Pack 40. We want to get rid of those Pack 40s. They can wreak havoc on troops.
Deck mich!
And why not? These guys are out in the open. Let's rain some mortar fire down on them as well. See what that brings us. On second thought.
Granate!
Yeah, granate. I'm not too sure if that's a smart move. You really have to be use your mortar wisely.
Deck mich!
There we go. They're moving out in the open. Great.
Unter schwerem Beschuss.
Of course, if you have units moving out in the open, this guy's line of sight is blocked. See the red line? The green line means you have line of sight. Oh, I'm gonna move these guys up. It's high risk, but they're gonna do a high risk maneuver. And these guys are gonna keep these guys' heads down while these guys advance to this building. If the move is successful, wow, these guys, they're just gonna move fast as well onto the second level building here. We have some Piats. Gonna move that there. Looks like we got rid of a German unit. I'm afraid that the German half-track will be here. Oh, we'll soon find out.
Redeployed.
We'll do a fast move here, like that. Ooh, wow.
Team's lost, sir!
Vickers' team was an ill. Well, what could we do? We did try our best. Now these guys are emboldened here and they're moving up. Not a good idea. And we still have some mortar fire. Let's use that mortar. Get rid of these guys here. There you go. And I want to use the 2-inch mortar as well.
Enemies offered a ceasefire.
That means it's not going so well for the Germans. As you can see here, this is a bar of the morale, overall morale. We have 5 minutes left, and the German morale is much lower. Holy cow! We got a direct line of sight of a German unit out in the open somewhere. They're not there. Where were they firing? What a head scratcher. Whoa! There's another Pack 40. Great. I'm not sure how many Pack 40s I've hit so far. They're all over the place. There were quite a few of them. Where was it? Oh, there it is.
Redeployed.
Thank you very much. I'd like to use ideally that air support against any armor or half tracks, armor fighting vehicles that I find. If there isn't any, I'd just rather save it. Save it, save it, save it. Where are the other German units? Here. Fire border, can't see the target. That means your mortar just ran out of ammunition. So this fellow will have to do the trick. There you go. Oh, this unit here, I'm gonna have to move him up, but sneak him nice and slowly and try to attack this building here. These guys are gonna put them in ambush, and these fellows I'm gonna move them up because it seems that nobody can see anybody. And I'm gonna move these guys up as well. Remember, I have mortar, off-board mortar, and I think I'm going to use the off-board mortar right about here. And I want to try and just the same fire some artillery rounds at the anti-tank gun down there. Doesn't seem normal that they were not affected. Great. Another anti-tank gun. Straight point blank range from my unit that's trying to capture that objective. Oops. That's German units giving up. That's a good thing for the Allies. Now, I'm not sure how long these guys will be able to hold these units at bay. Caught someone's trying to sneak up my flank. This is a risky move. Wish me luck. Well, this guy snuck up and gave up. That's a good thing. They're calling for ceasefires, but I can't accept a ceasefire. 1 minute left. I think this game is pretty much won for the Allies. This guy's rushing. I hope he doesn't get killed. Seems they're still firing at something. So far so good. He's made it into the building. But he's far from capturing this. And last time we checked, there were units along here. Here we go. Can you see across this? No. Let's see if we have any mortar left. Oh Lord. Did he get killed? No, he didn't. Who's the sergeant? Coles has been hit. I see. That's it. I can't stand these guys anymore. Here comes an airstrike. Up close and personal. That took care of things. This section here, this squad here, was in jeopardy. So I had to do something. There you go. I had to do something. Neutralize this right here. That was a great airstrike. They don't come often as effective as that. Let's see if we still have so many mortar fire left.
Enemies offered a ceasefire.
Can't see the target. Let's see this one. Oop, there it goes. Allied major victory. We caught all the major objectives. We captured them. We didn't suffer that much, that many casualties compared to the Germans. Our morale was still high relative to the Germans. It was a 15-minute game. The time ran out. We both sides control some victory objectives. Obviously, the Germans have these, but the Allies won the greater number. And I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Leave your like and comments below. Thanks. Take care.